The story of the Trojan Horse is one of the most famous stories from ancient Greek mythology, and it marks the climax of the so-called Trojan War, a legendary series of events that captivated the imaginations of ancient Greeks and has resonated through Western culture ever since. It is a tale of war, strategy, and ultimate betrayal. And although it has no direct connection to other Greek myths, it serves as a fitting conclusion to the epic poem the Iliad. According to Homer's Iliad, the Trojan War was fought between the Achaeans Greeks and the Trojans over a period of 10 long years. But what was the cause of this prolonged conflict? We have to go back further. The war's origins can be traced back to a golden apple that caused a quarrel among the goddesses Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite. The dispute was over who deserved the apple inscribed to the fairest and was resolved by the Trojan prince Paris, who chose Aphrodite's promise of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta, as his prize. This act triggered the wrath of Helen's husband, Menelaus, who assembled the Achaean kings to reclaim her honor and punish Paris. For 10 years, the Achaeans besieged the city of Troy, but neither side could claim victory. Then the Achaeans, desperate to end the costly war, devised a cunning plan. The story goes that Odysseus, known for his intelligence, convinced his fellow Achaeans to build a giant wooden horse as an offering to the goddess Athena. Inside the horse, a select group of warriors would hide, emerging at night to open the gates of Troy for the returning Achaean army. The plan required immense skill and coordination. The horse had to be large enough to conceal the warriors, while still appearing plausible as a religious offering, and those hidden inside had to remain undetected until the perfect moment for their midnight mission. The execution of the plan is described in vivid detail in books like Virgil's Aeneid and Ovid's Phaedo. The Achaeans pretended to abandon the war, sacrificing some of their number and leaving the rest behind, including Sinon, who was tasked with persuading the Trojans of the ruse. Meanwhile, the master craftsman constructed the massive horse, and Sinon weaved a tale that convinced the wary Trojans that the horse was indeed an offering to Athena. With the city's defenses compromised, the Achaeans returned under cover of darkness, retook the city, and plundered it. Troy's defeat was swift and devastating. Key figures like King Priam and his sons met violent ends, while others like Aeneas and his family escaped to found new settlements elsewhere. The story of the Trojan Horse reveals a shift in values during the transition from archaic to classical Greek civilization. While the earlier epic poems celebrated heroic qualities like strength and courage, the later versions of the Trojan story emphasized cunning and strategy. The Greeks had always appreciated intellect, but it was often secondary to physical prowess. Now, however, the poem suggests that intellectual ability could match or even surpass physical prowess in achieving victory. Odysseus, the architect of the plan, embodies this new ideal. He is not a warrior like Achilles, but a mastermind strategist who outsmarts his enemies. Moreover, the Trojan horse story served as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the potential pitfalls of pride and greed. The Trojans, eager to end the war and secure their position, fell victim to their own hubris, failing to heed the warnings of those like Laocoon, who recognized the danger posed by the massive horse. In this way, the story also explores the complexities of morality and ethics. The Achaeans employed deception, a morally ambiguous tactic to achieve their goals, raising questions about the nature of right and wrong in the context of war. In addition to its literary merit, the Trojan horse story holds historical significance. It reflects the changing nature of warfare during the transition from the archaic to classical Greece. Warfare became more complex, involving diplomacy, planning, and strategic alliances. The story also provides insights into the cultural values and beliefs of the time. The Trojans' willingness to accept an enormous horse within their city walls demonstrates their understanding of Greek religion and their desire to appease the gods. It is important to acknowledge that our understanding of the Trojan horse story is filtered through centuries of interpretation. Much of what we know comes from later Roman and medieval sources, such as Virgil's Aeneid and Boccaccio's Decisive. These versions, while drawing from Greek traditions, often present their own cultural perspectives and embellishments. Scholars continue to debate the authenticity of the core narrative, questioning whether a single story of the Trojan horse existed in classical Greece, or whether it evolved over time through various literary and oral traditions. The archaeological evidence for Troy is substantial, with excavations revealing evidence of a Bronze Age city that aligns with many aspects of the legend. However, separating fact from fiction remains a challenge. One intriguing aspect of the Trojan Horse story is its numerous parallels in other cultures. Similar tales of elaborate stratagems and wooden horses appear in Mesopotamia, India, and even Africa. While it is impossible to determine a definitive origin point, these similarities suggest that stories of cunning and deception have universal appeal. Today, the Trojan Horse story continues to resonate because it transcends its historical and mythological context. The concept of a Trojan horse has become a metaphor for any deceptive strategy or hidden danger. We talk about Trojan horses in cybersecurity to describe malicious programs that exploit user trust. In politics and diplomacy, the term refers to individuals who gain favor by concealing their true intentions. Even in everyday life, we use the phrase to highlight situations where danger lurks beneath a deceptive exterior. In conclusion, the Trojan Horse story is a masterpiece of ancient storytelling that has captivated audiences for millennia. It reflects the evolving values, beliefs, and circumstances of the societies in which it was created and performed. Whether viewed as a literary triumph, a historical artifact, or a timeless fable, the tale of the Trojan Horse continues to teach valuable lessons about the nature of war, the complexities of human behavior, and the importance of remaining vigilant in the face of even the most cunning deceptions. As we reflect on the legacy of this iconic story, we can appreciate its enduring influence on Western culture and its capacity to remind us of the precarious balance between victory and defeat, brilliance and treachery, and trust and betrayal. The legend of the Trojan Horse is not just a relic of the past, but a mirror reflecting the complexities of the human experience. So let's end today's episode here. Did you like this episode? Comment down below. So, don't forget to subscribe so that you will never miss any of our upcoming episodes. Thanks for watching. See you soon.